Hi guys, welcome to Rad Dad Toolbox. Today we are going to be changing the oil on this little beauty right here, 2017 Yukon XL. This oil change will apply to Escalade, Suburbans, Yukons, and through various years. So make sure you check your oil filter and oil that you're using the right kind, but we're going to show you how to get this thing done. And let's go ahead and get started. Boom. By the way, one of the best parts today about this oil change we're going to do is we're going to do a full 8-quart synthetic oil change with a GM AC Delco filter for under 36 bucks. Check it. So check this out. Today we are going to be doing this oil change for under 35 bucks. This is a full synthetic oil change. Unbelievable. So there's the oil filter. From O'Reilly, so it came out with tax to $728. We had 15, actually gonna be under 36 bucks, $15.48, and then $4.18 and 4 cents for each bottle of oil for disposal. It came out under $36. That's right, $36, folks, for a full synthetic 8-quart oil change and filter on our 2017 Yukon XL. All right, I'm letting this beauty warm up a little bit so that oil gets nice and warm and it will drain completely out of the engine. This is the 5.3 Yukon XL. It also comes in a 6.2. Both take the same oil and I believe the same oil filter. But let's go ahead and look at what we're going to start with today. I'm using Rhino ramps. These are handy dandy little ramps you can use to get the elevation you need underneath to get underneath that beautiful Yukon. And these you can buy from Walmart fairly cheap. Let's look at what else we're going to be using today. I'm using a fluorescent light right here. It's a portable one. Love it. I don't even know what brand it is. Thank you very much. We're using Zero Weight 20. That's like all the new cars, all fully synthetic oil today. We are using, how do you like my pointer? It's a real finger. We are using a PF63, and I'll put it up on the screen, AC Delco, which is GM's brand, PF63 oil filter. We are using the Hyper Tough 23-quart oil drain pan, which I absolutely love. We are using a piece of cardboard to protect extra spills. Smart move, by the way. And don't ever, ever forget to use these lovely paper towels whenever you change the oil. We also have a 15mm socket to remove the drain plug, and we have my favorite heavy-duty 9mm black rubber gloves that I get from Harbor Freight. So I cannot stay in this nice jacket here, my little down jacket, nice sweater. It'll turn out to be a mess. So let's go ahead and change. And that's better. See, check out that old oil change coat there. Doesn't matter if I spill on that, I won't get in trouble with my wife. So let's get to it. Okay, when finding the latch on this Yukon, you want to, and I'm trying to do this with one hand and one hand with the camera. Sorry for the view right there. You just simply go to the middle and it moves to the right. So you put your finger in there and move it to the right. And what we are going to do is there's the oil dipstick. You can see again, it says Zero Weight 20, which is what a lot of the new cars are using, a very fine oil, almost like water. And the idea is it gets better mileage, less friction, gets up in the top of the motor. So we're gonna go ahead and open this right here and set it over here. And that's gonna allow this to breathe and drain all the oil. So let's go underside and get the oil going. Actually, before we get that oil flowing, of course, we need to get it up on the ramps. So I'm going to set the ramps in front of the tires. Please make sure you set your parking brake. Don't want to have any accidents out there once they're up on the ramp. So I'll show you what that looks like here. There is after. So it gives you nice clearance there to roll underneath the Yukon. Now, when I said roll, I mean roll, baby. Look at this thing. This is a Pittsburgh Automotive, little creeper, crawler, whatever you want to call it. It's got some handy dandy compartments for tools and oil drain plugs. Got a headrest. And this is, I bought this at Harbor Freight for close to nothing. And this is what we're going to wheel underneath the vehicle with. So again, make sure your parking brake is set. And let's go get to it. Scalpel. Freak, yeah, you freaky. Look what I just found. Look how nicely located the oil drain plug is. And even better yet, look where the oil filter is, right next to it, pointed down. Don't have to reach up and around like on my old Yukon. This is a beautiful thing. Let's get that oil flowing. All right, I just took the drain plug out. We're gonna let it drain there for a minute. It's flowing beautifully. Be back in a second. Okay, for those of you that have ever filmed an oil change, it is a little challenging under here to use both hands and film and get a good shot. So here we are. I put the drain plug back in. I'm just snugging it up. And what I would tell you is do not kung fu this. In other words, don't put too much pressure on it, but you can kind of see it barely moving there in the video. And that's about as tight as I want it. So let's go on to the oil filter. Okay, someone who ever changed the oil last time, kung fu'd it so tight, I have to use what I call the jaws of life to remove the oil filter. And basically it just bites into the side of the oil filter and you give it heck, and we got it loose, so we'll go ahead and pop it off now. Oil filter is off, and it is just draining the last few drops, so we'll get ready to put the new oil filter on. All right, this is a Delco, AC Delco PF63 oil filter. Let's go ahead and open that up. And this will be the replacement filter. There's a rubber gasket that goes around here. We're gonna wanna rub that with just a little bit of oil so it makes sure and makes a good seal. The other thing we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and fill the oil filter about 3/4 to maybe slightly more than that full, so that the engine does not run without oil for even a second. So we'll go ahead and prime this oil filter, it's called, with some oil. All right, we're gonna prime this with some oil, just till it gets up to about just before the top, and then it primes the oil pump so that the motor is not started on oil. I don't know if you can see that. It's about a 1/2 inch below the top, just so it doesn't spill. We'll go ahead and put this oil filter on. Okay, the other thing I'm gonna do here is just rub the gasket with oil, just so that it seals nicely when we tighten it up. Okay, now I'm just gonna hand tighten this, and then I will snug it with both hands. You wanna make sure it sits really good and really snug on that gasket. Okay, and then like I say, you just wanna grip that down really good with those ridges. A clean pair of rubber gloves will really help you give a nice tight grip, and then just turn it until you feel it really seat down, and you really can't hand tighten it much more. That's where you want to stop. So let's go ahead and go top side and fill this thing up. Okay, today we're going to be using the Hyper Tough large equipment funnel. I love it because it's so big. It just absolutely guzzles the oil. And remember, we're going to be putting in almost 8 quarts, a little bit less because we filled the oil filter, but let's go ahead and start filling. Okay, we're going to start with the quart we already opened to fill the oil filter. And remember, this is 0 weight 20, very light oil, full synthetic we're using today. We are using SuperTech full synthetic, 0 weight 20. This is Dexos rated, which means it's excellent oil. And this is how we're doing an oil change today for less than 36 bucks total, including oil filter and an 8-quart full synthetic oil. So here we go. And the last quart here. Love it. Golden honey going into that motor. Awesome. All right, let's put that oil cap back on. Perfect. And the most important part, let's check for leaks. We're gonna put fire in the hole. All right, here we go. Let's try a start on this. Perfection. Bing.
And by the way, just a quick note, your owner's manual may say you can go 7,500, 10,000 miles, 12,000 miles. I've seen 15 plus. Don't do it. If it's regular conventional oil, which most cars don't take anymore, I wouldn't go more than 3,000, maybe 4,000 miles. With synthetic, a good synthetic oil, you can go about 5,000 miles, but that's really it. Don't go any more than that. Your engine will last you 200,000-300,000 plus with good frequent oil changes with good oil. So helpful tip today.
But I'm old school, so I like stickers. So one of the most important parts is to put your sticker back in the window so you remember when to do it again. Ding.
Well, I'm all cleaned up, back in my nicer clothes. We've got the oil change finished on the 2017 Yukon. Went very well. Again, an 8-quart synthetic oil change with a filter for under 36 bucks. Can't beat that. So thanks for joining us today. If you like what you see today, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't hit the like button, please pound the like button. And until next time.